What's up guys, Aaron Radcliffe here from Nomads Nation, your #1 resource for nomad lifestyle and badass travel gear reviews. And today we're doing a huge Peak Design Everyday Sling review. In this insider guide, we're gonna take this sling through the streets of Ho Chi Minh City so you can see the way that it looks, feels, and functions in an urban environment. And we're gonna show you everything you need to know. We're gonna talk about the specs, the way that it looks, the way that it feels, the front, the middle, the back, so you can know whether or not this is the sling for you. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you exactly who I think this sling is perfect for, and if it's not for you, I'll let you know exactly what sling or backpack I think best suits your needs. And guys, you know how this works. This is YouTube. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, and if you're really enjoying this video, then subscribe, man. You'll be notified anytime we do new backpack reviews, anything related to digital nomad lifestyle, and everything in between. Let's go. Okay, let's chat about the specs. With specs, there's two things to discuss. First up, the different sizes that are available, and second, how much it costs. The Peak Design Everyday Sling comes in 3 sizes, and each size costs its own amount. There's a 3 liter for $79.99 US, a 6 liter for $99 US, and a 10 liter for $129.99 US. So keep in mind that A, you have options with a 3, a 6, or a 10 liter, and B, this is an expensive sling. So we got the 3 liter, the 6 liter, and the 10 liter. Which one do you think that this is? I'll give you time to guess. Time's up, it's the 6 liter. Now, if you're thinking, holy that's the 6 liter, I thought you were gonna say that was the 10 liter. If that's what you're thinking, then that's exactly what I was thinking. We're like the same person. I got this in the mail, I ordered the 6 liter, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's clearly a mistake. This is not the 6 liter. But guess what? It is. So something that's very important to understand about the Peak Design Everyday Sling is that it's really, really big for its size. Thanks, dude. So look at this right here, okay? This is a competitor sling. This is by Bellroy, which we're gonna do a review on later. Check it out, right? It's nice. This is also a 6 liter. Which one's bigger? It's pretty clear cut, and you have to understand that like literage is a very vague way of measuring bag's capacity. It is not scientific, it's more like a general idea. And this is a perfect example as to where you're getting about 6 or 7 liters out of this as advertised, and 6 liters out of this, and this can hold double the amount of stuff that this can. Thanks, Boris. And with the 3 size options, the 3 liter, the 6 liter, or the 10 liter, I would really be careful about which one that you pick. Reason being is that if this is the 6 liter, the 10 liter is gonna be enormous. And the 3 liter will obviously be half the size. I think a 3 liter is gonna be good for really light, casual, everyday gear. The 6 liter can carry a little bit more stuff. We'll get into the actual middle of the sling in a little bit. And a 10 liter is when you just don't quite want to carry a backpack, but you basically wanna keep a backpack's worth of stuff in your sling. Peak Design Everyday Sling style. Let's go. For the style, you've got 3 different color options. You've got what I got, which is the black on black on black option. You've got a blue option and a gray option. Peak Design's colors and their color combos are f***ing sweet, so any of the 3 options look great. I picked the gray color for my Peak Design Everyday backpack, and I think it takes the slight edge as my favorite, but they're all sweet. And then for the style, you also have to take into consideration the shape of the bag, okay? And this Peak Design Everyday Sling, its shape is kind of like, it's not the sexiest sling on the market. It's big, it's kind of bulky, it's got like this kind of blobby design to it, but that's fine. This sling is not designed for someone looking for like a cool ass bag to go to Coachella with, bro. Is that what kids do? Like Coachella, bro? This sling is designed for ultimate functionality. It's designed to hold all of your stuff. Whether you're taking a day trip, okay, whether you're just going to the beach for the day, whatever it is, you can fit a lot more stuff in here than you can most traditional, more subtle, more sexier looking slings. So remember, Peak Design Everyday Sling, meant for functionality, not meant for style. Not to say that it's gross, like it's an okay looking sling, it's just, you know, there are better looking slings out there. Let's talk about the way the pack feels. First up, let's talk about the exterior materials. Now, I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna have to bust out my phone right now because I can't remember what it's called. It's made from 400D double poly-coated DWR impregnated nylon canvas shell. Say that 5 times fast. But in layman's terms, don't worry about that. Just know that it's made from a really nice, high quality and durable nylon, and most importantly, it's made from 100% recycled materials. We at Nomads Nation are big fans of eco-friendly products that are using eco-friendly recycled materials, and Peak Design has showed a commitment to this for years now, and we're so into it, and there's no sacrifice in the actual feel or durability of the material to get it eco-friendly. On the inside, the interior materials also have a high quality feel to them, okay? A lot of elasticity sort of stuff going on, a lot of really nice feel to it. We'll chat a little bit more about the inside of the sling in that section, but just know that the inside materials are awesome. Up next is the zippers. Peak Design does not use YKK zippers. They use a brand called Ultra Zip, and they are ultra cool, ultra groovy, ultra awesome, ultra zippy. Nothing bad to say about the zippers. There's not a lot of them. You've got 1, 2, 3 on the exterior, and I think 3 or 4, no, not even, like 1 or 2 on the interior, and they all feel, zip, and function very smoothly. And then finally, for the feel of this sling, let's talk about, like, what does it actually feel like to wear it? Is it comfortable? And we talked about in the last section the fact that it's big. It's big and it's clunky, and because of that, it's not gonna like rest on your body supernaturally. In fact, it's gonna be like this big clunky thing that's like attached to you sometimes. It doesn't flow like very well and very naturally with the body, but that's because, you know, this thing's bigger. It's meant to fit a ton of in it. But Peak Design has done a very good job of offsetting that kind of awkward blobbiness by making the strap very comfortable, making the handles pretty accessible and pretty comfortable, stuff that we'll get into a little bit later in the review. Hola! We're in a Mexican restaurant in Ho Chi Minh. Just for clarification, Viva la Mexico. Let's talk about the front of the Peak Design Everyday Sling. With the front of any sling, there's never too much to discuss, but here's a few things worth taking into consideration. First is the logo placement. Okay, Peak Design does a nice little subtle job with this little leather tab right there. With the black on black, it's gonna be the same color as the exterior materials. But if you do something like a gray or a blue, the color will usually be, of this tab will usually be like a tan or a sort of a brown, which offers a nice contrast. The only other thing to discuss is the front pocket. As you can see right here, with the Ultra Zip zippers you can get in, and we have the front pocket. This is good for like if you need things that are compact, that you need quick access to, something like a passport. If you're into the country, you want to carry your passport around with you. You know, medicinals, AirPods, what else I got in there? That's it. It's a small pocket. Can't fit that much stuff. That's all I gotta say. More or less, the front of the sling is pretty simple. We'll have a few more things to talk about in the next section, the middle of the sling. Let's do it now. Okay, now for the section that you guys have all been waiting for. Let's talk about the middle of the sling and start with the most important part of the whole thing, and that's this main compartment. The main compartment has a super easy access with these great zippers, and most important thing to know is that it is huge. Now remember, I got the 6 liter, so you can get a smaller version than this or a larger version with the 3 liter or the 10 liter, but I'm quite pleased with the 6 liter. Look at all the stuff that you can fit in here, man. I mean, if you're looking for just something that is big enough to take like a day trip with, you know, I got a spare t-shirt, water bottle, sunglasses, we've got phone charger, I've got my watch, you know, I've got a spare battery. I mean, like, it's like Mary Poppins' purse. You can just keep pulling more and more shit out of this thing. Let's run through a few of these sections so I can show you just how awesome the organization is within this sling. Move. First up, let's talk about the side elastic pockets. These are good because they are made with a material that helps keep fragile stuff extra secure. So like I put my watch in there to keep it scratch free, or I'll usually put my external battery on this side just because I like the size. Now, one thing to know as I'm going through the main compartment is that, like all of their products, this Peak Design Everyday Sling is technically catered to photographers who use a lot of DSLR gear. So if you are a photographer, this would be perfect for like batteries or cables, but if you are a photographer, you can see that I did use it myself for batteries and for cables. And that's the beauty of this sling. While it is technically catered to photographers and designed for photographers, anybody can get ultimate functionality out of this sling. Up next in the main compartment is this hidden back panel. You see that and you're like, that's the back? And I'm like, no, it's not, bro. Look, got a hidden back panel. This is great for a notebook. I always keep my pen in there. Little moleskin, okay? But really there's a whole bunch of stuff you can fit in there, whether it's documents, for maybe your passport, some spare cash, things like that. All right, next is this internal zip pocket right here. Now remember I said this bag is designed for photographers and this pocket's a perfect example as to why. While I have some spare cash and a wallet in there, it's really designed for SD cards. So if you are a photographer and you have a bunch, you're shooting for an entire day and you need a bunch of SD cards, they will comfortably and securely fit right there. Out of all the sections of the bag that I think caters the most to photographers, that non-photographers will get the least amount of functionality out of, it's probably this. But having said that, you can still use it to pack. Like I said, I had some spare cash in there. I put my wallet in there. You can put your sunglasses in there. It can definitely serve a purpose. Up next is the Flex Fold Dividers. Now, if you've seen my review for the Peak Design Everyday Backpack, you'll know that that backpack has the same thing. And what those are these cool ass little organizational foldy f***ers. These are cool because they give you enhanced functionality and ability to create customized organization with your sling. So for instance, with my current setup, I got a slot for my shades right there, and I got a spot for my water bottle. I believe the sling comes with 3 flex folds. I think I misplaced one, I only have 2, but I actually only like to use 2 anyway. The way that these flex folds work, if you haven't seen them before, is first of all, they're trademarked. So this is Peak Design's own unique technology. And basically they're just little Velcro dividers that you can then attach to different areas and create different systems of organization. These things are awesome, they're durable, they're a testament to what is so great about Peak Design is that they're just constantly pushing the envelope, trying to get more and more creative with what they're offering. And for photographers, it's a godsend. And for people who, like me and you, who might not be photographers, it's still really cool and there's a ton of functionality you can get out of it. But as cool as the Flex Fold dividers are, I think that you don't necessarily need them. I actually rocked this thing just like this for the first 3 months that I used it. Since I recently bought a glass water bottle, now I actually use the Flex Fold to kind of make sure that, this fragile little guy stays away from clumsy Aaron, shattering it. But if you don't want to use the Flex Fold dividers, you'll be pleased to know this sling functions perfectly well without them. But on the flip side, keep in mind, this is the sort of that you're paying for. So if you're thinking to yourself, I will never, ever, ever use these, this might not be the sling for you, because why even pay for them? All right, let's close up the main compartment. A few more things to talk about. Let's talk about the strap. The strap of this pack is similar to most things that Peak Design does in that it's very innovative. But there's still a few flaws and a few problems that I have with this strap. The first thing that I love about the strap is that you have a dangle-free experience. Right here you have a little crevice that you can just go ahead and slide the additional nylon in. Yeah, me hate dangles. So any system that can help me minimize dangle is embraced with open arms. Going through the strap, we have just a basic nylon until you get to this part right here, which we'll talk about in a second, because I'm gonna save that for I don't like about the strap. Same thing with that, that's for I don't like about the strap. But for this, I actually really love this shoulder padding. It's got a nice little cushioniness to it while still being firm. It's super comfortable, it breathes really well. If you're adding a bunch of water bottles in there and camera gear, it can really add a bunch of weight on your shoulder. So having this strap to sort of lessen the blow is really awesome. The strap is great. So those are the things I like about the strap. Let's talk about something that I'm in the middle about, and it's these little swivel guys. Peak Design has trademarked this again, similar to their everyday backpack, where they say that it adds a greater movement and comfort. But personally, I don't think it really adds that much additional comfort to it. I think it looks cool. I think it feels kind of cool, but I wonder how much extra I'm paying for it to have that feature when it doesn't really seem that memorable to me. But while the strap's got a bunch of good things going for it, there's a few things that I just am not a fan of. First of which are these adjustment buckles. Now these are advertised as a quick and seamless way to adjust the length of the strap, but I tell you man, for the life of me, I couldn't get them. I looked at different videos, I watched it done different ways, I kind of got it, it just doesn't kind of work as seamlessly for me as it seems to work for everybody else, which makes me think it's just kind of a feature that's maybe not as good as advertised. The other part that it's not always a con, it's kind of a hit or a miss, is that I've had a lot of difficulty removing the straps. You can actually chop it in two, okay? And sometimes just annoying. That time was actually pretty easy. Maybe it's not as bad as I made it out to be, but when I first bought this sling, it was definitely a to unhook. Also, I don't really know how important that is. Like, how often are you going to be unhooking this thing actually? But you know, I guess it's there. I just wonder if it was necessary and if I actually need to pay for it. All right, let's chat about the last part, which is the back of the sling. Only two things to talk about, guys. First of all is the lack of any real back padding. Now, here's the deal. It's a sling. This is not a 45-liter backpack that you're gonna be wearing on your back through airports and trains. You don't need like intensive padding on a sling of this size. But having said that, we have seen other slings that do incorporate a little bit of padding or a little bit of ventilation to give you a little bit of like breathability. This sling offers none of that, and you have to understand because of that, you're gonna sweat when you're wearing this thing. I took us to Phuket for 5 days with my fiance and we were sweating our off, dude, and I'm telling you, this whole thing got like matted in sweat. There was no room for ventilation or breathability. I think a little something there could have been good because when you're wearing it on your stomach, you know, or on your back, it just kind of ends up getting plastered there. But on the good side with the back is this handle. I think it's a great handle. I thought it was gonna be a little too thin for my taste, that I wasn't gonna like it, but it actually works really nicely. It's easy to grab, it's comfortable, it's got a firmness to it. I've actually really enjoyed using this handle. I'm telling you, I didn't think that I was going to. I saw it and I'm like, yo, I know myself, I'm gonna hate that handle, but I've really been enjoying it. Okay, so I'm gonna pack up all this stuff. What, you want me to wear it? Fine. Arriba! We'll take it back to the co-working space where we can wrap up this review, and I'll let you know exactly who the Peak Design Everyday Sling is perfect for. And if it's not for you, I'll let you know which pack is for you. Vámonos! Okay guys, hydration first. That's great. Let's chat about the overall pros and the overall cons of the Peak Design Everyday Sling. Overall pro numero uno. The Peak Design Everyday Sling has unbelievable capacity for its size. Remember, you have the option to get a 3, 6, or a 10 liter. This guy's the 6, and it can fit an astonishing amount of stuff in there. Overall pro numero dos is the customization and the organization. Remember these flex fold dividers? They give you the ability to create an internal system of organization that is sent from your dreams, baby. So if you're a digital nomad, or probably most specifically a photographer, and you got a bunch of tech gear and you want to keep it all safe and organized in your own little way, then this might be the best sling ever for that. Pro numero tres is that it's made from high quality materials. This is a bag from Peak Design. Peak Design doesn't f around. They use high quality materials so you know that it will last the test of time, which is good because you don't need a lot of slings, man. Like, you wanna buy a sling and you want that sling to last you like half a decade. This will easily last that long. But on the flip side, let's talk about the cons. Overall con number one. While the capacity is a pro for some, it's gonna be a huge con for others. Yeah, it's big, but for most people, the purpose of a sling is to take the few things you have out of your pockets and keep it in a secure area on your chest. Cause like, let's be honest, holding stuff in your pocket sucks. So the sling is just one area, it's a lot more comfortable and you can fit a few more things in there. And for some people, that's all they need their sling to be. This though is way too much if you're that kind of person. Like if you're just looking for a sling to hold your few basics, your phone, your wallet, your keys, maybe even your water bottle, this is just gonna be overkill for you. Overall con number two is that I don't think it's the most stylish looking sling. I'm not saying it's like a bad looking sling. It looks good. It's just kind of meant for functionality as opposed to aesthetics. It's big, it's almost, to be honest guys, it's almost more like a messenger bag, a small messenger bag than it is a sling. And because of that, it's just kind of big, it's blobby, and if you're wearing it on your chest the way that a sling's supposed to be, you're gonna have just this big thing right there. Overall con number 3. So while you can definitely use this and get a ton out of it, at the end of the day, it's designed for photographers, so you might be using some of the features and you'll just kind of realize, damn, that was definitely a feature that was created with a DSLR or a photographer in mind. And overall con number 4 is that while it was advertised to be simple, I had a really difficult time using the strap adjuster. It wasn't a smooth experience for me. I couldn't really get it with the seamlessness that everyone else seemed to have it with. Now I accept that I could just be a dum-dum and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But at the end of the day, if I had a difficult time, it means that somebody else could as well, and it just wasn't the easiest or most seamless user experience. So all them pros and all them cons into consideration, what overall score should I give the Peak Design Everyday Sling? I give it a 4 out of 5. It's a solid sling that can hold a bunch of stuff. It's great for what it is. Now let's wrap this up by talking about who this sling is perfect for and who it's not perfect for. This sling was designed with ultimate functionality in mind. You lose a little bit of style points because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit of a kind of like a blobbier sort of a look. But if your goal is to fit things in there and to make sure that those things are secure and safe and organized, this is the sling for you. This is also gonna be a perfect sling for you if you pack a ton of stuff. If you're gonna be carrying an extra shirt, a towel, a smaller camera, a water bottle, a passport, a wallet. Basically, if you're looking for a sling that can kind of replace a backpack, then this is gonna be awesome for you. Because not only are you getting the sling, you're getting it as a messenger, you can hold it right here just as a briefcase, and it can handle all of your stuff. And finally, this sling is perfect for you if you're a photographer. Whether you're an amateur photographer, a professional, or anything in between, the Peak Design Everyday Sling was designed for you. The patented Peak Design Flex Fold dividers are going to be a dream come true for you. You can create a little nook for your lens. You can create a little spot for your body. You can create a little spot for your cap. You can create a little spot for the microphone. Your whole kit will be taken care of, and this will just be a godsend for you. If any of the descriptions I just said sound like you, then please use the links below. It'll make sure that you're going to the website that has the best price. And also, we get a little bit of a kickback from that at no extra cost to you, and that's what keeps the lights on here, baby. But let's talk about who this sling is not for. This sling is not for you if you're in need of a backpack. I've seen this happen too many times, man. Somebody thinks that they can just replace their backpack with a sling. And it's fine if you don't carry that much stuff. It's definitely doable. I do it all the time. But if you're the kind of person who on an everyday basis carries a bunch of stuff and you're tempted with the idea of I wonder if a sling will suit my needs, chances are it might not. So just in case you're looking for an awesome kick-ass day pack, check the links below. I've got my 4 favorite day packs linked down there. This sling is also not for you if you don't carry that much gear. Like I said, in the sizing of slings, this thing is massive. Most slings are simple and meant to carry only a few things, really just to kind of take a little bit of pressure and weight off of your pockets. If that sounds like you, please do not buy this. I've got tons of other slings, Manal, Air, Bellroy, some of the best slings that money can buy. Check the links below. And finally, this sling is not for you if you're looking for a hiking sling. While the materials on the Peak Design Everyday Sling are definitely durable, it's gonna last the test of time, it can make it through weather, just check the links below. I'm constantly updating them. Okay, we are done. Thank you so much for sticking around, but if you have stuck around this far, I have a sneaking suspicion it's because you kinda like slings and backpacks and travel gear and all that good stuff. If that's you, hit the subscribe button. I think it's on this side, or is it that side? Is it up there? There. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Where is it? You don't even know which way I'm going. I'm doing the Bee Gees dance. Oh, you can tell by the way I move my walk. I'm a woman's man. No, it's time to talk. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. Whew. We know music at Nomads Nation. And also, if you're gonna make a purchase, please use the links below. That's it, guys. Travel on Nomads. Boris, beer me. Ow! That was a close call.